Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the season finale here in One Hub Racing as we take in the fantastic circuit of the Americas, so the American Grand Prix. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, it is not only the final race of the season, it is the final sprint race of the season. That is right, we got a sprint race here, 7 laps, 20 lap feature race. And of course, my name is Michael Edwards, going to be taking you through the action as always. And joined alongside me in the commentary box is Mr. Omi Combs. Omi, how are you doing, mate?
Hello, Michael. Doing very, very well indeed. Went to the P3 tier last time out, so missed the action from this tier. However, great to be back for the season final sprint weekend, as you said. So we get 2 races, so it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Cannot wait.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Circuit of the Americas is absolutely a track where it requires the maximum amount of attention. Of course, 2 DRS zones, one down in towards the turn 1 uphill, of course, and the start finish straight. And of course, one down in towards turn number 12. Key overtaking areas in both of those corners. Of course, turn 1 will provide some good opportunities if you get a good launch out of the final corner. And of course, into the hairpin at turn 11, we've seen many overtakes happen there in the past, but of course, turn 12 will be a key one to either get the overtake done or to be side by side as you go through the complex of 13, 14, and of course 15. But honestly, 5.5 kilometers, 3.4 miles in length, 20 corners, 11 to the left and 9 to the right. And honestly, I'm excited for this one because this race generally does throw a massive spanner in the works because it can be wet conditions as well.
Yeah, definitely. Rain is also a factor in this one as well. And then you obviously have the DRS zones, the 2 DRS zones, one up the hill to turn number 1. And then you also do obviously have the one down towards turn number 12. So lots of overtaking opportunities. And also we sometimes see the lot of up and unders through the third part of the lap as well, a lot of switchbacks. So it definitely is a circuit that promotes a lot of racing, and the battles continue for a few corners, and that's exactly what we like to see.
Yeah, and of course, we don't forget about the the real life battles that we saw around the Circuit of the Americas, where Rosberg and Hamilton had their infamous gust of wind corner with Rosberg losing the car, and obviously in the what's the place called? In the waiting room for the podiums, chucking the hat back at Hamilton. And yeah, it's a lot of spice at this circuit, and there's definitely going to be one to keep an eye on. But before we do that, I think we should have a look and see what's on the line here tonight. What do you reckon, Omi?
Absolutely.
So there we go, guys. Moving away, we are looking at the constructor standings because, of course, the driver standings was wrapped up last week by JM. Of course, just bring that up for you 2 seconds. Yeah, JM winning, came second last time out in Silverstone, and of course that has meant that he has sealed the championship. The Mata did win the race, and of course it was a very good performance from the Mata over the course of that race, but JM is crowned the P2 champion here in One Hub Racing. So this race will be a little bit of a breathing bit of a time to relax and after this race, but that is not the only thing that is on the line for him, because of course he is racing for AlphaTauri, and they are currently second in the constructors, and with a maximum of 50 points available here tonight, we have 4 teams still within a chance of becoming the constructors champions. Of course, Red Bull Racing, AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo F1 team, and of course the Williams Racing F1 team, as well as the gap between Red Bull and AlphaTauri is 15 points, and of course 29 points is the gap between Red Bull and Alfa Romeo, and then of course it is 35 points between Williams and Red Bull Racing. So it's going to be an uphill battle for both Williams and Alfa Romeo, but with the sprint race, and of course the extra points that can be accumulated in the sprint race, of course, for those that don't know the point system for the sprint races, of course it is 12 points for the race win. In fact, I think I did my math wrong. I think it's actually 61 points available. Yes, it is. I forgot to accumulate the second driver in the sprint race system. But Yeah, it is 12 points for a victory in the sprint race, 11 points for second place, third place gets you 10 points, fourth place gets you 9 points, fifth place gets you 8th, and of course sixth is 7 points, seventh is 6 points, all the way down to 12th place, which gets you that one singular point. No fastest lap points in the sprint race, but of course when it comes to the feature race, is normal one hub racing points as always. 20 points for the win, 17 points for second place, 14 points for third, 12 points for fourth, 10 points for fifth, and of course 6 points gets 8 points, 7th gets 6 points, and of course it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 all the way down to 12th place, and of course the fastest lap point awarded to those inside the top 10, and of course one for outside the top 10 as well. Of course the format here will be a 35% feature race as well, so that is why it will be 20 laps in the feature race instead of the standard 28 that you get in a 50% race. And honestly, 20 laps, that's going to provide a lot more urgency from some of these drivers, I would imagine.
Yep, absolutely. Obviously, the race goes by a tiny bit quicker. And also remember, 2 stops are still mandatory for this race. So it does mean that obviously they've got to make their pit stops in a shorter period of time. Also then make the overtakes. And it just gives us a very quick, fast, enjoyable race as well. And then we obviously have the sprint that goes by very quickly, and also just have some action with a lot of drivers trying to make their way through up the field as well. And we do obviously have quite a few drivers taking engine penalties, so we're gonna be seeing them make their way up through the field in the sprint race for the main Grand Prix.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, in the drivers' press conference, we did get a word from our P2 champion, JM. Of course, he said it's been an incredible season for yourself. The consistency shown is amazing. Have you changed anything this season compared to previous seasons, or has everything just kind of clicked into place? JM responds saying, "Thank you for the kind words. I think the fact that the races have been run on a Sunday really helps me to prepare and be mentally ready for the races. Even though I have really disliked this game, when I saw the opportunity was there to win the championship, I had to go for it. I use my strengths in terms of consistency to my advantage. Of course, I needed some luck as well. Just look at my rival seasons," he put in brackets there. And but all I can say is this: you have to be in the right place at the right time, and it fits so well to my season. And honestly, I couldn't agree more. You have to be in the right places at the right time.
Yep, absolutely. And he was in the right places at the right time, always maximizing those results, always being there to capitalize on other drivers' misfortunes. So that's what's got him the reward.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, at Silverstone, which was of course round number 11 a fortnight ago, if you can remember, there was a little bit of an inter-team rivalry beginning to brew with Cam K and Oshin getting a little bit elbows out with each other around Silverstone. So of course they have been brought in to answer those questions, and of course we put the questions to them. Very little between you guys heading into the final race. It's been a close, hard-fought season. Do you expect fireworks between yourself in the fight for P3, P4, P5 in the championship? Of course, Cam responds saying, "What do you think, Oshin? Are we gonna explode?" And then Oshin responds saying, "Halloween has passed last time I checked." I think there's gonna be some spiciness between the Red Bulls again.
I agree. I absolutely agree with that one as well. So definitely going to be very interesting to see how it plays out.
And of course, we'll bring you back to the standings just so you can see the battle of which is going on. Obviously, the Mata is currently in P2. He has a decent gap back to Senna in behind, but of course, with the points available, it is possible for him to lose second place. But as long as he gets some good points just in one of the races, I think he'll be fine to hold on to P2. But the real battle is this battle for P3 in the standings. Look at that: 124 points for Senna, 117 for Oshin, and 116 for Cam K Mum. And of course, Cam K and Oshin are the Red Bull racing drivers. Of course, they are teammates. They are leading the way in the constructors. But if battles and if sparks continue to fly with these two, they could potentially slip up and end up giving the chance to the likes of the Williams, Alfa Romeo, and the AlphaTauri team in order to overtake. But it looks like we are just about going into qualifying in just a moment, so we'll make sure we'll get switched over there in just a short period of time. Miami currently in P6 on 93 points, and of course Lawrence in 7th on 92 points. Another close battle there between those two. And of course Red Mat in 8th on 85 points, Jonas in 9th on 74, and of course Specialist there rounding out the top 10 on 63 points. 10-point gap between himself and Quinn in 11th, he in 12th on 41 points, Cam Rules currently in 13th on 30 points. Obviously Westy of course retiring from the season, he's currently on 26 points in 14th. Ali B in 15th on 23 points. 21 points for Justin in 16th place. Ramif in 17th on 17 points. So nice little bit of consistency right there. 17th place for 17 points. You like to see it. Apex, of course, retiring from the season as well on 13 points in 18th. And of course, Gazaman in 19th, also on 13 points as well. Jordan also retiring from the season in 20th on 12 points. And of course, we got Thomas on 9 points in 21st, Knighton in 22nd on 6 points, and it was another points finish for Knighton last time out, and I was very happy to see that. Rydog in 23rd, obviously retiring from the season, he's on 5 points, and of course, Fatality, the final driver, on 5 points in 24th place. But yeah, the battle for third in the drivers is definitely one to keep an eye on. But of course, the battle in terms of the constructors is where something is won and lost by you.
Yeah, absolutely. So still, there is a few things still to play out as well, and weather could play a part. Safety cars, we've already seen that play a part in the season, so definitely will be interesting to see how it is all the way till the end. But I'm just really hoping for that we get a great race to end the season, a great 2 races with the sprint and the feature race, a good one to end the season, which in a season which has been exciting all throughout.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we jump into qualifying itself, let's bring up our sponsors here at Next Level Racing. Of course, the Drivers' Championship prize, of course, will be within a chance to win 2 amazing prizes. Of course, with Next Level Racing, of course, JM being the man who has managed to get that. Of course, 2nd and 3rd in the championship, and this is why the battle for 3rd in the standings is very intriguing, because obviously the prize by Next Level Racing is what they're fighting for. They're fighting for a chance with this one. Yeah, absolutely. And of course, as we go through the Next Level Racing sponsorship and the prices that they are awarding to the drivers, we have also got our other sponsors in, of course, Aztec, as well as Pure Sim Gear, and of course the Mystery Shirt Box, and of course to our partners at Vespa Twin, as well as ERT, and of course Sim Grid, who provide us the standings that we were looking at earlier. And of course we do have the Going Gets Tough Award, ERT, what's called the prize but there. And of course let us go and have a look at what we need. So obviously you have to attend all the races, finish outside the top 3, and of course complete all pre and post race interviews this season. So if you have been making sure that you get all that done, then you're in a very good chance of potentially winning that award. But without further ado, shall we head into the action out on track?
Absolutely, and you can already see drivers pushing on around this circuit right now at the moment. It is really great to see, and also keeping it in track limits are always crucial around this circuit as well. Jonas over the line, 1 minute 37.478 is his banker lap right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, another thing we have to bring out is Miami there. 5 seconds quicker. So I think Jonas has definitely made a big mistake on his lap. Another thing that I would want to bring up as well is, of course, the grid penalty situation. Of course, a couple of drivers were unfortunately going to be serving their engine penalties here tonight, as I'm looking to try and find where that is. And of course, it is Justin, Gaza, Ramif and Key serving their engine penalties here tonight. We have 16 drivers in total in the lobby, so good to win for the end of the season, and everyone fighting for absolutely everything that they can get. As in terms of the constructors, we do have both Red Bulls here, we do have both AlphaTauris here, we do have both Williams here, and we also have both Alfa Romeos here, but unfortunately, Specialist already out of qualifying.
Yep, absolutely. Already out of qualifying is Specialist, but great lap straight away from Miami. Still 7 tenths clear with the field, but everyone right now just setting a banker lap in, just trying to get a lap on the board at the moment. And now Jonas about to make his way over the line as well for a more proper lap time as he comes over the line, and it's still miles off, but he's got himself a lap time right now into P5. So the drivers right now just taking their time, not really all pushing on, but Miami already out there setting a very quick time.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm coming on board with Oshin now as he comes through the S's in Sector 1 as he looks to keep it within the track limits, try to use as much of the track possible, but obviously not taking too much of the curbs there, and big snap coming through. Through, I believe that's turn 7 there as we climb up the hill, and now through turn 10, running down in towards turn number 11. And braking nice and late, making sure you get the turn in right and make sure you get on the traction as smooth as possible, because it really does maximize your top speed, and it helps in terms of improving your lap time in total. Just getting key good traction out a couple of these corners, it really does help. Breaking down in towards turn number 12, and I tell you what, the sun is absolutely abysmal right now on this circuit, so how these drivers are coping with the sun and the glare right now is actually very commendable.
Yeah, absolutely. So great to see from all of the drivers as they continue to push on. But Oshie now making his way down to turn number 19, and then turn number 20 will follow as well. Make sure you're not over the white lines through this part of the lap, which happens. Obviously, lap got deleted and it cost him pole in the main qualifying in real life. Oshie over the line. 1 minute 33.226 right now for him.
Absolutely. I just got on board with Red Matt, who looks like he's on a cool down lap. So Red Matt there, not improving. On board with JM, I believe I was at 25.6 in the first sector, if I'm not mistaken. It literally was there for 2 seconds before he went off. But JM now, DRS wide open. The P2 Drivers Champion, looking to make it a double championship season for him with the constructors, as long as he himself and his teammate Ali B can get a fantastic result here. Now coming through turn 13, a 1 minute 2.5 middle sector, purple in the middle sector according to the game, but sometimes the game does lie to us in terms of purple sectors. As we come through the quadruple right under now, and we're going to see if JM can keep it all valid now through the penultimate corner, turn 19, and now into the final corner, turn number 20. Nice and tight there, and getting good traction on the exit to the right, and he goes P2.
Yeah, so Miami already setting a lap that is clear of the field in his first run, but you can see JM, then Oshin as well in second and third position, and JM, even if he might not be P1, reason why one of the reasons why he's the champion, he's always up there in the second, third, fourth and fifth, scoring those consistent points, and that's what really has got him this championship.
Yeah, absolutely. JM has been Mr. Consistent this season. Jonas right now 4 times up on his lap time. as he's coming into the final sector now. He does have an Alpine in front of him, so you want to hope that he doesn't get impeded by the Alpine. And you'll probably want to hope that he doesn't get a little bit of dirty air behind it either. That will just drag him wide and just make him a little bit wider for these corners, where it is so crucial to keep it within the limits.
Yep, absolutely. As well, so definitely very crucial to keep it in the limits there as well. So it will always be very interesting, and also in the race, you also gotta consider that as well. The penalties that could be coming in right at the end of the race. So I have to be careful with all of the track limits here in qualifying and also the race. And on your third warning, you will be given a penalty, and with how close. If the drivers do finish close, and also safety car if a safety car comes out near the end as well, then that could really ruin their races with a 3-second penalty, make them lose out quite a lot of positions if drivers around them haven't really picked it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Penalties are going to be a key factor around here, that is for sure. I'm currently on board with Ali B now, coming through the middle sector split now. And he's 4.7 seconds up on his time. So this is looking like a low 34 right now, which will be enough to get him ahead of Red Map. But if he can find some more time in the final sector, he might be challenging the likes of Quinn, Jonas and Senna here. And even Lawrence currently up on P4.
Yep, absolutely. So that's definitely what he is going to be looking to do at the moment. So we'll see how it goes for him. But everyone just have to find a step forward to beat Miami. Well, there's the step forward I was talking about. Ali B to the top.
Ali B, it was looking like it was going to be a mid 33 at best. But my God, that final sector, he absolutely smashed that. And he has gone up on provisional pole. And right now, if you're a Red Bull fan, you're looking at this with a little bit of worry right now that the sister team, the junior team, might be snatching the Constructors' Championship away from you.
Yep, absolutely. Quinn comes over the line to go into P5 as well. But yeah, great lap by Ali B. Right as I was saying it, that someone will probably need to try find a time to beat Miami, who set a very good first one, and also with the track improving as well. So we'll see if Miami can go even faster. That'll be very interesting to see how he goes, but the track improving all the while. Now, as we head through, Cam Kim over the line. He goes right behind his teammate and into P5 right now.
Of course, the two Red Bulls cannot be separated. They were elbows out last week, and sparks may continue to fly this week. Zambo with the Mata as he comes through the final corner, goes up into P3 ahead of JM. And it's around half a tenth ahead of JM there. So getting his Alfa Romeo up the order. Of course, Specialist out of qualifying, so he's not going to be getting up the order. The Williams pairing are looking like they're in trouble at the moment, down in 9th and 10th. Obviously, Senna just crossed the line moments ago, and I believe he was around about 1,000th of a second down in his previous run.
Yeah, absolutely. And if Red Bull want to win it, then they cannot afford to have to be battling and to be costing each other time. So that will be an interesting dynamic that we see later on in the two races that will be coming up. And if they are together on the grid and they remain together, then definitely could be a very interesting one where they might be battling when they really shouldn't be.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. There's the bragging rights of being #1 driver, and of course they will want to get that top 3 position in the driver's standings, because of course there is the opportunity of being within the chance of winning one of the prizes, of course, by Next Level Racing. So they are going to be fighting for that as well. So I think elbows are going to be completely out between the pair of them.
It could be very interesting as well. Kind of reminds me of the F3 finish we had in 2021 with the Trident drivers all battling it out for victory that day, but also the team being worried of them battling for the lead and colliding and costing each other time. So I think we could have something similar here, but this time not for victory. This time it's actually for the Constructors' Championship, as the drivers want to finish get the best result they can. And on that day we did have Jack Doohan saying, "I drive for myself." So let's see who's going to be driving for themselves and how it's gonna all play out. But I think this race is gonna be very interesting with elbows out with a lot of drivers. Even though the drivers' championship might be sorted, but as you said, there's still a lot to play for, and one of them is going to be interesting to see if there is elbows out between the Red Bulls, if there's elbows out between any other teammates, because obviously if we go back to a few rounds ago as well, I think it was Brazil, where the elbows were completely out before between teammates.
Yeah, I mean, I can't lie. I can see the Alpha Tauris, Alfa Romeos, and Williams drivers working together in cohesion, because obviously for them, they'll just want to get themselves at the order to give them a chance of the constructors. With Senna, obviously Senna is currently third in the standings, so he's the other man in that battle with both of the Red Bulls for third in the Drivers' Championship. But of course his teammate is not really going to fight him massively, even though Jonas is currently down in P9. Jonas has no stake in the top 3 battle. He's just going to be there to really Camels, I guess, I believe, completely held up at the start of his playing lap by an AlphaTauri of JM there. So JM may be getting a little bit complacent after winning the championship. But yeah, I mean, in terms of what we're going to see, obviously Jonas is not really going to fight Senna. If anything, he's going to try and help him. Specialist is not really going to fight Mata. Surely he's just going to help him. And the likes of Ali B, obviously being on provisional pole right now, he's not going to fight JM. Actually, he might fight JM, but they'll be more inclined to work together, knowing that JM's got the Drivers' Championship wrapped up, so nothing to fight for JM other than constructors. And Ali B, just being up there right now at the top, at the sharp end, is just going to give the AlphaTauris the confidence they need. For Oshin and Kamke, not only are they trying to win the constructors, but they're also trying to outdo each other. So elbows are going to be out for that team 100%.
Yes, absolutely. So we'll see how it goes. That's how it looks. We'll see though in the 2 races coming up how it goes, and obviously we're about to find out in the final run if they're going to be starting near each other, and it's going to be crucial for obviously the teams that are going to be working together to be somewhere near each other. Then a lot of teamwork could come in.
Cam Rules in the final corner picks up an invalidation at the end. So Cam Rules' session's over and done with. Thomas is going to be the first man now to get his lap underway, and of course JM will be the next man. In fact, I believe Senna's a little bit further up the road. Yes, he is. So we'll go on board with Senna. Senna currently in P9. First sector split. He's around about a 10th up as he comes through turns 8 and turns 9 now up the hill as we climb downhill. Through turn number 10 now into the break-in at turn number 11. Senna needs an improved time. He's currently down in P9. Needs to get himself ahead of the Red Bulls, to be perfectly honest. But he is going to get a little bit of a tow from I believe it's a Ferrari up ahead. Potentially of Justin here, and yeah, nice little tow there from Senna as he comes through turn 12 now. And that is 3.5 times improvement. This is what we need from Senna. Big improvements coming in from the Williams driver as we come through the final sector now. The infamous Gusto wing corner. The quadruple right-hander. And Redmat improves. It's a 32.5 Redmat out of nowhere at the end of the session. Really getting that lap time in when it matters. Going through the final corner now. Where's Senna? What's Senna going to do as he opens DRS to the line? And he goes P3.
Yes, Senna into third. Ali B not finding an improvement through the first sector, so he's got to find some time now in the second and third sector. That is going to be really, really crucial for him. But Senna got a big slip to him, and that was really helpful to his time as Thomas comes over the line to go into 12.
JM invalidated his run. He's in the pit lane. Oshin's marginally up on his time. Kamke 2 times up on his time. Kamke in the final sector now, so let's see what the Red Bull can do. I believe the next car after Kamke will be the Mata. So we'll quickly jump on board with the Mata in just a few moments. As yeah, Mata is going quick, but Kamke to the line goes P7. Mata now 2.5 times up in the middle sector. As he found any more time in the final sector, he goes on the front row.
Yeah, just 800. Of a second shy as well. Ali B won't be able to find anything right at the end. Miami has invalidated. Yep.
Oshin half a
Oshin.
second up as he goes into
Ooh.
P2. Oshin with a fantastic lap at the end. What about Jonas? Jonas to the line. Marginal improvement splits the two Mercedes, but can the Mercedes improve? Quinn is improving. Lawrence is improving by 3/10. So, I mean, Jonas might be starting from P11 here. Outside the top 10 will be Jonas, and Kamke is in the Mercedes sandwich here.
Yeah, Lawrence goes into 8th, Quinn in 10th position, but what an ending to qualifying. Redmat out of absolutely nowhere taking pole, and no one was able to get, no one was able to take it off, and they got close, just under 200ths of a second. Ushin was able to get close, so under 3/10 between the top three, so great to see, and we have an interesting sprint coming up. Remember, it is going to be the qualifying setting the grid for the sprint race, then the sprint will obviously fully sort the grid out for the main race coming up as well. And if you did have an engine penalty, then it's the opportunity for those drivers to improve and start their recovery drive in that sprint race.
Absolutely, and for Justin and Key, and obviously Specialist, I believe, crashed out at the beginning of qualifying. It's going to be very big for them to get their sprint race going in the right direction, climb the grid as best as they can. And honestly, I can't lie, it's very good to see all the drivers bunched up as much as they are, as we are just being pushed back into the garage right now by the McLaren crew. They're doing a good job. Nice one, Bob. Good old Bob there.
Absolutely. So we're just gonna get the results as well of this session.
Yep, so we're running for the order is Redmat, who takes pole position by just under 200ths of a second ahead of Oshin, who joins him on the front row. The Matter is currently P3, joined by Ali B on the second row. Senna in P5, and of course Miami in P6. JM in P7, Lawrence in P8, Cam Mum in P9, and Quinn round out the top 10. Outside of the top 10, we have Jonas, Thomas, Camrose, P, Specialist, and of course Justin starting from the back of the field in 16th place. So that is how the grid is looking, and other than Camrose, I don't think was able to get a good run in on his soft tires in the end. All the drivers within 1.5 seconds of each other.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we absolutely do love to see, and now we are looking down in the pit lane, getting ready for the sprint race.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, key things to remember here, guys, is of course that the sprint race, there is 12 points available for the race win here in the sprint race, which of course could be crucial, especially if you're in that battle for third in the Drivers' Championship between the likes of Senna, Oshin, and Kamke Mum. Of course, Kamke might be a bit lower down the grid order than you would have hoped for, but Kamke just does this. Will start low and make his way through the field, the same as a Specialist does. So don't rule out Kamke just because Kamke's down the order.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't rule anyone out really in this one. That's what the sprint is there for. Might have had a bad qualifying, but you can definitely change it up around and still have a good starting position for the main race. So don't count anyone out. It really could play into anyone's hands, and it's going to be great and very interesting to see who is going to be able to first of all take this sprint race, and then obviously we'll see how the main race goes afterwards as well.
Absolutely. And of course, the Matter, after winning in the previous 2 rounds, is looking to make it 3 in a row. Will he be able to do it? Time will tell. Of course, he has had 3 wins over the course of this season. Of course, round number 1 and round 10 and round 11 of the championship. He's been able to pick up victory, and he could walk away from the season second place with 4 wins in total, which is a very good season on the face of it. Of course, he will be looking back at round number 6, of course, where he finished 12th, so dropped a couple of points there. Obviously, round number 9, a 6th place and an 8th place finish, and of course, missing round number 2 and round number 4 will definitely be something that Matt may look back on and think, if I was there for those races, I could have won this championship.
Yeah, absolutely. Always after a season, you look at points which you could have done better, and that could have got you it. But here we go for the formation lap first of all.
Absolutely, and it looks to be all clear here in the sprint race, thank God. And let's have a look at the tyre compounds everyone has opted
Ooh,
for, and
that's
very
colourful.
interesting. Very interesting.
That's
Senna,
colourful.
Jonas, and Justin all going for a set of the hard compound tyres. Mediums for Red Mat, Miami, Kamke, and Key, and soft tyres on everyone else's car. And I can't lie, the soft tyres are going to be absolutely shot at the end of this race. So I can understand why drivers wouldn't want to jump onto the softs, but the hard tyres?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we don't usually see this much of a colorful, a lot of different tires in a normal Grand Prix for a race start, but but it's a sprint race, and we have all three being used, and it's not just one driver who's going for it. There's quite a few going for the same strategy. So, well, this sprint is going to be absolutely frantic by the looks of it, with how the decisions the drivers have made with those tire compounds as well. The drivers on the soft will be on the attack at the start, but their tires will fade away. Then they will lose out near the end. So if someone starts pulling away, then it still will probably go down all the way till the end. So this is going to be a very fascinating sprint race to see how it plays out.
Absolutely, it's going to be an intriguing one, that is for sure. Red Mat is the man on pole position, and he's the man who has a commanding lead right now on the formation lap. He managed to pull away from the field, and is that tactics from the likes of Oshin to back off and cool down Red Mat's tyres?
Yeah, absolutely. Could definitely be some tactics coming into play as well, but they'll all be lining up into position very, very shortly, very, very slowly right now, as well as Red Mat backing up the field as they all weave, heading down to the 20th and last corner of the Circuit of the Americas, and then they will all line up on the grid, and we'll be getting all set and ready for the sprint race here at Austin.
Absolutely, and of course that climb uphill is going to be so crucial for these drivers. Getting good traction off the line is going to be important for Red Mat to maintain the race lead on those medium tyres. Ali B misses his pit box entry, so not good there for Ali B. The Matter is going to be hoping for the best of runs possible to maybe get the jump on Oshin and potentially get the jump on Red Mat as well, as we wait for those 5 red lights to appear. And it looks like we are about to go to those 5 red lights now, as is 3, 4, 5 red lights. Lights are out and we are underway here in COTA, and of course it's a very good start there from Red Mat, but look at the Matter around the outside immediately on the Red Bull. Senna and Ali B side by side through turn number 1 as well, as they come through into the S's to begin lap number 1, and it looks like Senna on those hard tyres is actually putting in some good work right now, as Oshin's managed to get back through on the Matter for P2 in this race, and JM up in the P6, Miami in P7, Kamke in P8, and trying to climb up the order. It's been a horrible start for the Mercedes, but it looks like they've just managed to both overtake Cam Rules, who I believe had a bit of a moment and falling down the order quite considerably.
Yeah, interesting start to the race, and it's going to continue being interesting as well, as now Red Mat is going to be put under pressure by Oshin, who's going to jump into the system. The Mat is going to be there as well on the soft compound tires. These drivers are going immediately on the attack. Oshin's going to go the long way around. He's going to be forced the long way around. He's going to have to be late on the brakes and then try go the long way around the outside line. Will turn though into the inside line. He should be able to get that position. Red Mat
tried to switch back to the inside, didn't work out for him, and of course the Matter's there now on the outside, side by side, coming in towards turn number 15, 14 I believe, no 15, so the Matter now gets through ahead of Red Mat. Miami picks up the inaugural 3-second time penalty of the race, as Miami's fallen down the order, and I believe Miami's lost it in the triple right-hander.
Yeah, absolutely. Red Mat refusing to give up the positions as well. JM was all out of shape on the exit as well. So definitely looking very interesting. Oshin pulling a 1 second gap at the moment. Getting outside the DRS could be very crucial and letting all of the other drivers battle. But Red Mat, yeah, that was really, really late by Red Mat. He wanted to go back down the inside, but instead it really compromised him, and it meant he lost also position to Ali B.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the key thing we can take from this at the moment, though, lap 2 Oshin has used an awful lot of ERS on that opening lap. He has used half of his battery already.
Yeah, he definitely has. So he's trying to bolt away, but that's not going to be good when other drivers are coming at him and when the soft compound tires do fade away as well. So might not be the way to go, but we'll see how it goes and if he's going to be able to hold it all the way till the end. But the Mada using a tiny bit of ERS just to get back inside the 1 second as well, and sticking inside the 1 second will protect him from drivers behind and also give him that DRS as well.
Yeah, absolutely. As everyone is line astern right now, going down the road, no overtakes to report. Coming through in towards turn number 12, but back up towards the action towards the front. Is Oshin that leads the way. The Mata in P2, Ali B in P3, Red Mat currently in P4, Senna in P5 on those hard tyres. And it's interesting with Senna because, of course, he's gone for the hardest compound. He's gone for the most durable and the slowest of tyres, but will this strategy work out for him though?
Well, time will tell, and we'll see how it all goes as well. Now, DRS is enabled, so when we come down towards turn number 12, DRS now will be enabled for any drivers who do want to try and make an overtake. So it'll be interesting to see. Miami, though, has dived it into the pits.
Yeah, absolutely. Miami into the pits. Retires from the session. So Miami out of sprint race here on lap 3. Unfortunately for Miami, it doesn't look like the Mata is going to get within DRS range as Senna is falling down the order. Those hard tyres have absolutely let go coming through turn 9. So Senna fumbling the bag, falling all the way down the order. And that opens the door up in terms of the battle for P3 in the standings.
Yes, absolutely. Does open the doors and continuous drama we are seeing here on lap number 3 might also be calm at the same time, but we are also getting a lot of dramatic twists and turns, and will continue to do so across the rest of this race and also the main race, obviously being the final race of the season. So it's definitely being very interesting so far.
I have just thought of something which might explain why the likes of Jonas, Justin and Senna have gone for the hard tyres.
Go on.
To keep 2 fresh sets of mediums for the feature race.
Yep, could be interesting. Tyre allocation as well, so we'll see. It's very rare that we see a hard tyre in a sprint race, so yeah, definitely could also explain it. Lap 4 out of 7 does go by quickly, this.
Yep, Red Mat getting a little bit of shape on the exit of turn number 1, loses out on the 1 second gap with Ali B up ahead. The Mata is doing everything he can to try and close up just naturally on Oshin. Oshin's had to use an awful lot of battery. He's on 20%. The Mata's on 50%. So the Mata has the ERS advantage quite considerably, as I believe we've had another sprinter, and it's Cam Rules dropping down the order to the back there in the S's. And it doesn't look like the Mata has got DRS, but he has so much more ERS, he's just going to be able to close up naturally on Oshin once Oshin has completed all of this.
Absolutely, JM was having a go at Red Mat as well, but Red Mat was just able to cover that one off and also use a bit of his ERS to keep that position. So definitely got really tight between them, and Red Mat's picked up a penalty.
Yeah, and that's heartbreak for Red Mat right now. And I mean, as it currently stands, Red Mat will be dropping quite considerably down the order in the sprint race. I am quickly going to do some maths right now in terms of the team's championship, just so I can see what it's looking like in the constructors.
Yeah, absolutely. So Key getting ahead of Thomas as well. That was a great battle that went on for a few corners with all Specialist and Quinn also switching positions there. So now we are on lap 5 of this sprint race. The matter just outside the 1 second as it stands, but he's trying to get in it. But Red Mat, who does have a penalty, also now being put a tiny bit under pressure by JM in the AlphaTauri. So JM will be going on the attack. He does have low ERS though, and the Red Mat will also try get past Ali Weaver. The Red Mat has been has really wanted to defend his positions today. He's not really been letting anyone go without a fight. As Ushi now picks up a penalty from the lead.
Oh, that is huge. Oshin picking up a penalty. That is huge. Obviously, right now Ali B is kind of borderline with Oshin in that time penalty. It's on the teetering edge. I think he's just outside it at this moment in time. But lap 5, oh 7, Oshin picked up that 3-second time penalty. Means that as long as Senna can, as long as Mata, can stay close to the back of Oshin, the Mata is going to take the race win here. And right now, obviously, Red Matt's had a bit of a moment there coming into turn 12, and I think he's just completely outbroke himself, and he's fallen all the way down the order. And what I was going to say, obviously, in terms of the team championships, is obviously right now, Oshin, before he picked up the 3-second time penalty, he was looking good to pick up 12 points, and obviously Cam K coming in P5 would be picking up 8 points, so that's 20 points in total. Right now, obviously, with that 3-second, it means they'll be picking up 19 points. And of course, the Alpha Tauris in P3 and P4, respectively, also picking up 19 points. So there's no points gained, no points lost for Red Bull and Alpha Tauri at this current stage in time.
Yeah, absolutely. As well, but the Marder now is inside the 1 second, but he doesn't need to make this move on the circuit because there is a penalty as well. Senna has got his way past on Justin, but yeah, I believe Redman might have been trying to make a move on Ali B or defending against JM, one of the two, and he was a bit too late on the brakes, outbroke himself and didn't really pay off for him there as well. But yeah, an interesting sprint race so far. Ali B though currently is not being able to stay inside the 3 seconds. He's actually more getting towards the 4 seconds, and he has his teammate now all over the back, so we might be seeing a switch around from AlphaTauri and a bit of teamwork coming into play. A bit of ERS use, bit of DRS. Ali B will not be fighting that one, and he's going to make the move as Key looks like has had a moment.
Yeah, Key having a spin on the exit of turn number 9 there, and around he goes. And now this is going to be the question: does JM have enough pace in his car to close this gap down? Because if JM gets these guys within 3 seconds, then this is huge, because JM's actually closing in.
Yep, he definitely is. It's 3.5 seconds at the moment. Justin has been given a 3-second time penalty as well, but a lot of position changes. However, now is the matter going to do it on the circuit is the question. DRS is wide open as he heads towards turn 1 on the final lap of the sprint.
Yep, the matter closing in, but not wanting to go for the move just yet. Meanwhile, the gap between Oshin and JM around 3.5 seconds as it currently stands, as JM needs to find a bit more time, but obviously with the lack of ERS, as I believe that Specialist falling down the order as well. Specialist losing his car, and that's bad for Alfa Romeo's chances in the championship here, as I'll quickly do the math, and after the sprint race has concluded, Ali B gets a little bit sneaky on the exit of turn number 9, and that will allow Cam K to close up, and Cam K could potentially split the two Alpha Tauris here and make Red Bull's day even better.
Absolutely, definitely going to have a chance as well. However, Ushin's lost the lead at the front of the field, so might not be the best there. But Cam K Mum's going to get past maybe both, is he? No, he might not even get past one.
Oh, they're still side by side. Cam K Mum and Ali B. Alpha Tauri versus Red Bull. Will Ali B look back to the inside? No, he's going to stick in behind. And I saw that gap in 3 seconds there between JM and Oshin there, and I got a little bit excited. But now on the exit, JM loses half a second. But we'll go on board with the Mata coming through the final corner for the final time in the sprint race. He will take victory here in the sprint. Oshin will stay in P2 as JM wasn't close enough to jump him on penalties. Cam K in P4, Ali B in P5, and of course Lawrence will come through in P6. Jonas in 7th, Redmat in 8th, Senna will get 9th in the end, Thomas rounding out the top 10, Quinn in 11th, and of course Justin will take that final point paying position as Cam Rules, Specialist and Key unable to get lap times on the board. And with a 2nd and 4th place for Red Bull, that is 20 points for them. Obviously, that's an 8-point gain on the Alfa Romeo. So let's quickly do the maths on this, as I believe I believe that takes Alfa Romeo potentially out of it now. Are they still within it by a point?
Yep, absolutely, sir. Then let's see now how it actually does go. Right at the right in now the main race. However, the Mada was able to do it on the circuit at the same time. Didn't need to make the overtake, but did do it on the circuit. Ushin was past. He wasn't going to win that one though anyway. As obviously he had a 3-second time penalty, and a lot of drivers picking it up. So we mentioned it in qualifying, and it was a major issue. And now we have a longer race coming up, so I think there will be more drivers picking it up.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's take you through the order one more time. It is the Mata who takes victory ahead of Oshin in second place, JM in third, Cam K in fourth, Ali B in fifth, Lawrence in sixth, Jonas in seventh, Red Matt in eighth, Senna in ninth, and Thomas rounds out the top 10. Quinn in 11th, for Justin in 12th, Cam Rules in 13th, with Specialist in 14th, Key in 15th, and of course Miami will be starting from the back of the pack. And I think I can confirm Williams are out of the running in terms of the constructors, and I believe with the 8-point gain that we've seen Red Bull gain over Alfa Romeo, of course the gap was 29 points coming into this. 8 points will mean it's 37 points right now, and of course a 1-2 victory is worth exactly 37 points, but of course it's the fastest lap point available as well. So the best that Alfa Romeo can do is tie, and unfortunately for them, they also need a 1-2 finish with the fastest lap in order to take the constructors. And even then, I think they still lose. No, actually, no. Mada's won enough races. I think they get that. But for Alpha Tauri and Red Bull, of course, the gap coming in tonight was 15 points, and of course, with a 2-point gain from Red Bull in the constructors means that the gap now is, of course, 17 points in the standing. So it's looking like it's in Red Bull Racing's hands. And in terms of the battle for P3 in the standings, of course, Oshin with a big performance there in P2, I believe. Yeah, I mean, you'll jump ahead of Senna, absolutely. And I believe Kamke will also jump ahead of Senna as well. Actually, potentially not. I think they might actually be very close on points. But, yeah, I mean, it's a very interesting one in terms of the dynamic here in this race. Of course, Senna, Oshin and Kamke are battling for third in the standings. But, of course, Oshin and Kamke are now going to be closer to each other on track as compared to the start of the sprint race. So we could get the elbows out to the fullest that we expect. And of course the Alpha Tauris, they're doing a consistent job right now.
Yep, they absolutely are. So let's see how this Constructors Championship plays out all the way till the end. We do have 20 laps to sort it out, and we'll see who does come out on top. This time we have pit stops, so let's see who is it going to be. And I think we are really going to be in for a fascinating and thrilling Grand Prix.
Absolutely, and of course we do have some pre-race interviews as well to get through. So I believe you have some queued up already. If we can
Yep.
So jump in with one of the drivers of the pre-race interviews, and sure, let's go with Senna. Cause Senna's had a bit of a recovery drive right here.
Yes, absolutely. Let's do go with Senna. First of all, they were asked about the little break they had, and we all obviously had as we weren't racing, and instead we were all enjoying the real life Sao Paulo Grand Prix last week. So he said, well, definitely in another league I've won the Constructors Championship, so that was great. For the rest, had to focus on school, so a break was nice as well. And he was asked about, we're at the Circuit of the Americas for the final race of the season. Is Koto Circuit you enjoy? Yes, I'm terrible at the circuit there, so obviously it is a really, really great circuit, but all the drivers might not be the best at it, but it is definitely still a really, really great one. And obviously, he was asked about with it being a sprint race, does that change strategy a little, or are you happy with your plans? He said plans will remain the same as it's been all seasons with the sprint races. So far, sprint weekends have been good for me, apart from Vegas. We won all, of course. I didn't expect myself to win today. So we'll see then. So it was definitely very interesting to hear what he said, and then we also asked him about how was he approaching the weekend. He says just flat out, simple as that, flat out, and he was able to get 9th though in the sprint. So let's see if how he's going to be able to do in the main race.
Yeah, absolutely, and of course, 9th in the sprint race, of course, does give him a handful of points, and I believe that might have just kept him ahead of Cam K here, because of course 9th is 4 points, and I believe Cam K finished 4th. So yeah, I mean, it was a 5-point gain from Cam K, and of course a 7-point gain for Oshin. So let me just bring up the standings again. This is where I gotta do quick maths all the time. So in fact, Oshin and Senna are level on points right now.
Interesting stuff. So will be very interesting to see how it is going to play, how it's going to end after the 20 laps. So this time pit stop strategy. So we do have everyone on the mediums from 10th downwards. Everyone inside the top 9, other than Lawrence, who's gone for the hards, is on the soft. So a bit more simple, but Lawrence has gone for the hard, so he's the only driver who's gone for that. Everyone at the bottom on the mediums, and everyone else on the soft.
Yeah, and this is where I was thinking about the strategy from Senna, from Jonas, in terms of the sprint race. Obviously, starting on the hards means that they have a fresh set of mediums available to them, and 20 laps around here, arguably, I'd say medium, soft is probably the best of the strategies. But we are going to see, as we got 20 laps of the Circuit of the Americas awaiting us. The Mata is on pole position here in the feature race. Oshin is alongside him on the front row. JM, the P2 champion, currently in P3, and of course Cam K in P4. The AlphaTauri and versus the Red Bulls is what we are keeping an eye on here, and of course the battle between Oshin, Senna, and of course Cam K, as well, as we go to those 5 red lights. Lights are out for the final time of the season here in the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. We climb up the hill towards turn number 1. It's Cam K down the inside of JM. 3 wide in turn 1. The AlphaTauris, a little bit of contact with each other as Red Matt tries to sneak his way through. Up in the P4 goes to McLaren now. So the AlphaTauris falling down the order, and look at this. The 2 Red Bulls side by side already.
Yeah, absolutely. The 2 Red Bulls giving it their all. The man who holds the lead, it was absolutely battling though. Behind JM. Has lost a lot of positions there as well. He might lose another one as Senna goes around the outside. So JM, not the start that he wanted. He's got massively down on those soft compound tires. So definitely getting very interesting there. As now Lawrence on the hard still in 6th position. But definitely a very interesting start. An interesting start. And the 2 Red Bulls are very close together, as you said.
Yeah, and this is where we're going to find out. Are they going to play as a team for the constructors? Or are they going to go all out for the... for P3 in the standings? Of course, Oshin did gain a few points on Cam K in the previous race. Of course, he already came in tonight with a 1-point lead, and of course with the sprint race gaining an extra 2 points, so he has a 3-point lead now over Cam K. And of course the point difference between 2nd and 3rd is 3 points, so it is important when they're up their side to finish ahead of the other.
Yes, absolutely. So definitely very interesting. But Jim getting aggressive as he tries to make his way up through the field as well. Drivers' Championship sorted now, so he can obviously still drive a bit more carefully, but still the constructors. But he lost out quite a bit at the start, but he's trying to make some progress. But Senna's also going to be in there, and Senna's going to go for a late lunge to the inside line, and JM is going to try and get on the power. Earlier they're going to go side by side into the S section. Surely someone's going to back out, and it's going to be JM on this occasion, so he's going to have to stick in the wheel tracks now for the next few corners. But Senna, late Sen, gets the move done.
Yeah, and this is important for Senna. He needs to get himself up the order, because of course he is currently level on points with Oshin. So right now Oshin is taking P3 in the championship. And he'll actually lose out on P4 as well, because Kamke was only 3 points behind him. So, of course, Kamke will be able to jump ahead to Senna right now as it currently stands. And Senna needs to get himself up the order and in that battle with the Red Bulls here for P3 in the standings. And right now, it looks like Oshin using again quite a bit of battery to try and put Mata under pressure. And Kamke seems to be falling away slightly.
Yeah, definitely getting very, very interesting through the pack as all of the drivers do battle as well, and it's going to be keep trying to go around the outside of Thomas. Thomas, he's going to be forced a tiny bit wide in that battle. They're going to continue though, going side by side, and that's what's great about this circuit. You can do the up and unders, and all out of shape for Key Thomas. Is he going to go all around the outside? This is incredible racing, and right now, Specialist is just sitting in behind, just waiting for his opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Remember, guys, of course, the constructors still up for grabs. P3 in the drivers also up for grabs as well. Oshin, Kamke, and Senna in that battle for P3 in the standings. Oshin and Senna currently level on points as it mathematically stands right now. And, of course, Kamke 3 points behind those two. And in terms of the constructors, Red Bulls are leading the way by 17 points in this race, and of course they are continuing to pull away right now. So Red Bull are currently in position to become the constructors champions as Alpha Tauri 17 points behind the Red Bulls as it currently stands mathematically, and of course losing out massively in the feature race. The Alfa Romeos are of course 37 points behind the Red Bulls, and obviously the Mata trying to do his bit, but he needs his teammate up there with a 1-2 finish, and of course the fastest lap point as well to make that work for him, as Ali B down the inside of Kamke, who gets swamped by both Redmat and Ali B, and Ali B tries to go around the outside of Redmat for the final podium position, potentially looking for a alternative line to maybe get a better traction here out of turn number 15 perhaps, but no, he's going to have to sit in behind it once again.
Yes, just currently having to stay in the real tracks, but great battling currently going on for third position and all throughout the field as well.
Contact.
Miami picking up a penalty and a bit of contact.
Ali B makes a bit of contact in the back of Redmat, and that allows Kamke to come through. And Kamke going up the order as I'm getting big lag spikes as Key has left the session. And that is the reason why I was getting lag spikes, because Key left the session. But look at that, Senna down the inside of Lawrence trying to make that move stick, unable to do so. So Senna trying to get himself up the order as well, as Jonas trying to put JM under a bit of pressure for P8, as Thomas has retired from the session. In the pit lane he goes, and he ends his season on a whimper.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the drivers starting to get a tiny bit aggressive. Now there as well as we did see a tiny bit of contact. Lawrence trying to put a nose in there. That was very tight.
Senna is going to take advantage of that. Senna down the inside in towards turn number 11 now. Looks for the tighter line, but obviously Lawrence gets the better traction on the outside as Oshin overtakes the Mata for the race lead. But look at this side by side, Lawrence and Senna as they run down in towards turn number 12. Of course, Senna needs this position. He needs to get himself ahead of Lawrence. Meanwhile, up ahead, Ali B and Kamke battling out for P3. And Ali B gets the job done there. Senna is up in the P6 now, but with a 3-second time penalty, that could be a little bit hectic as JM there getting a little bit out of shape in behind. And you got Lawrence still trying to battle with Senna here for P6. JM almost getting overtaken by Jonas here, as these guys are now starting to get their elbows out. It's the final race of the season, so I mean these guys are starting to put a little bit of territory down and staking a claim to get themselves off to a better start next season. Oshin and JM into the pits at the end of lap 4.
Yep, so Oshin and JM deciding to dive it in to the pit lane, but as you said, the elbows are really out. It is the final race of the season, and there's still a lot to fight for, and all of the drivers battling like crazy. Jonas, I believe, might have ran a tiny bit wide. That has allowed Quinn to make that move. So definitely the race getting really, really exciting continuously as we head through. The battles have been absolutely brilliant. We've had some really close battles, some great side-by-side action. So it's great to see from all of the drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. Lawrence picking up a 3-second time penalty as well. So P5 and P6, Senna and Lawrence both for 3 seconds. to their name. Oshin has come out down in P14. He is on fresh tyres though, so you would expect him to close up. Let's have a look at this gap to the leader. 16.2 seconds, and it is closing in. Only just though.
Yep, absolutely. As I believe Red Matt is trying to go around the outside of Cam Kim. He's going to be very late on the brakes, but he won't be able, will Red Matt, to take that position as he dived to the inside, where he saw him getting, trying to do the dummy for the lead in the sprint race on the opening lap, but he's not able to do anything. On that occasion, Senna to the inside.
Senna out of nowhere sends one down the inside in towards turn number 15. Job done for the Williams, and this is what he needs to do. As now he's on the back of Kamke. He knows that he's actually going to bail out into the pits. That was a late call there from Senna, but now Senna knows he's right there with Kamke. Now is the time to see where he is relevant to Oshin. Of course, Senna is level on points with Oshin right now. Oshin on the back of Key, and this should be a job done for Oshin coming in towards turn 1. He tries to look to the inside. He's going to get squeezed all the way to the inside. Tries to come back to the outside. And yeah, Key potentially. Oh, a little bit of contact as they touch wheels between the pair of them. Key and Oshin there battling out for P11 in this race.
Yeah, absolutely getting really interesting throughout now with all of the drivers in different in different races as well now, technically with the pit stops starting to come in, so the order changing around, not just only on the circuit but also through the strategy. So great right now to see all of it playing out, and all of the drivers making these moves as well, trying to gain positions and different strategies. So let's see how they will all play out. And also, as we've already mentioned, Justin, they're battling away with Cam Rules, and they're going to go side by side, and Cam Rules is going to get a position. Justin will try to fight back, but it looks like he'll just have to stay behind. But obviously shorter, we have a bit of a shorter race, but still 2 stops mandatory, so we definitely get to see the action coming to us a bit more quicker, and also the pit stops as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, if you're on the soft tyres, I'd be thinking about coming into the pits very soon, as I believe we do have Ali B coming into the pits, diving in from P2 in this race. So is Quinn, and potentially we'll see another set of mediums go on to both of their cars as they fall down the order. And it's going to be interesting to see where Senna and Ali B come up relative to each other. Quinn's gone for a set of hard compound tyres. So has Red Matt, actually. I've just noticed Red Matt and Quinn going for the hard compound tyres in this race. Yep,
so they've elected for those hard compound off tyres for now. Red
Matt's around, and I think he made contact with Ali B. Ali B's gone off as well. And I think that has just signed, sealed and delivered the constructors for Red Bull Racing here tonight. But of course, there is the small matter of P3 in the championships. Right now, it does look like it's all going Oshin's way right now. Currently P9, he has a sizable gap to Senna in behind, and he has a huge undercut awaiting him on Kamke.
Yes, absolutely. Right now, so definitely it's going to be really interesting to see with how they'll come up with the strategy now. Playing out, you can see Jonas really close to the back of Kamke Mum, trying to find a way through, but right now just sitting behind at this stage.
Yeah, no one to risk any risky overtakes here is Jonas, as the Mata is into the pits from the race lead. Lawrence is in, as is Kamke, as is Jonas here, and Miami also following suit as well. Oshin will take the race lead, and it's going to be interesting now to see where the Mata comes out, because of course he stayed out long, and he's actually going to come out behind JM, and he's going to come out just ahead of Senna.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, Senna tries to round the outside at turn 2, sorry to cut in, as he tries to battle the Mata side by side into the S's, and the Mata backs out there. But that flashing red light on the back of Senna's car is all the information the Mata needs.
Yes, absolutely, definitely. All the information that Mada needs, giving him confidence all the while as well. And this is what is making this race very interesting, with all of the drivers, different strategies, and obviously some fresher tires coming in. The Mada, they're a tiny bit wide there on the exit. JM also up ahead tries to get past Speed Key.
Yeah, and JM using his ERS battery. He's got absolutely nothing left in terms of ERS. That might affect him here, as he might not have the ERS to get this move done, as he gets squeezed off track there by Key, coming through turn 12, but down the inside into 13 goes JM. Job done for the P2 champion, as Cam Rules and Oshin battling out side by side, and Cam Rules is not giving this up. He is fighting tooth and nail with Oshin here. Oh, little bit of contact between the pair of them. And
Yeah, definitely.
Cam Rules is in.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's not. So that is much more complicated than Ushin would have wanted. He wanted an easy pass, but instead it was a couple of corners battle where there could have been contact between himself and Cam Bulls. But luckily, his car is still in one shape, so that's good for him. And now he can continue. Up ahead is Justin next.
Yeah, and the thing is now, I mean, Oshin has a 5.7 second gap to JM, who is second in this race right now. Key has unfortunately disconnected from the session, so he's just going to fall down the order, and that's going to release both Lamata and Senna. They're not going to get held up behind Key on the older, slower tyres. As now Oshin sends one down the inside in towards turn number 11, and now on the exit, I think with DRS and a bit of ERS that Oshin has, he might be able to hold on to this, but it looks like Justin's got a nice slippery car in a straight line, as he's going to actually challenge Oshin here, potentially into turn 12. No, he elects to stay in behind. I think he knows his battle.
Like, yeah. So it looks like he's just going to be well, sticking behind as well. Him and Cam K Rules putting up Cam Rules putting up a big fight. Cam Kimondo in a battle with Lawrence, as we also see Miami getting past Ali B there. So about half race distance we are now heading into, and Oshi now P1 on the circuit. And you can see obviously Key just continuously dropping down the order, as his Wi-Fi has not been the best today, unfortunately, as he's disconnected
multiple times, unfortunately, for Key this session. Heartbreak for him, as
Jonas and Redmap battling like absolutely crazy. Elbows are fully out between those two.
And meanwhile, up ahead, look at that, as Quinn and Key, I think Key now back in the session, now going to be putting a little bit more of a fight. And he has Redmat and Jonas in behind him. Look at that, Miami and Ali B battling out as well in behind that, as Jonas had a little peek down the inside in towards the S's of Redmat there. So, ladies and gentlemen, the battle towards the back is definitely elbows out. But right now, I'm just saying right now, I mean, Oshin has a commanding lead.
Yeah, Oshin right now at the moment does have a commanding lead, but it can all very easily change as well. But yeah, definitely a big train right now in this scrap, as well as they all try and make some overtakes. Miami now tucking in the system, going to try and make the move using a tiny bit of ERS, as the car directly next to him does also have that DRS as well. Jonas is going to be overtaken, but let's see if he can be late on the brakes and try to fight back. No, but they're going to battle up ahead.
Quinn and Key side by side on the exit of turn 12, and Quinn's going to get that move done. And now we got Redmat and Key are going to scrap it out here. 9-lap old medium tyres for Key. Of course, is AI not coming into the pits, and Redmat there just absolutely sends it down the inside. And I think Miami tried to send it on the inside of Redmat there, but almost got tagged around by going for it.
Yeah, absolutely, almost did indeed. Right now, though, as we do see them all make their way through, and Ali makes a bit of contact to the rear of Jonas, and now that's going to put Specialist all over the back room as they're side by side once again, down towards turn 1.
Yep, as the matter gets through on JM up ahead, but of course, Miami getting through on Key up into P10, but Miami gets all out of shape on the exit of turn 1. As now Key back down the inside, job done for the Haas, retakes P10 away from the Aston Martin here in this race. And of course, the grip advantage right now for Miami is definitely apparent, obviously on those soft tyres. Relatively fresh versus the very worn medium tyres. And right now, in terms of battles, there's several battles to keep an eye on. Obviously, the Mata is doing his best to close up on Oshin, and he's bringing JM along for the ride.
Yes, indeed. Right now, look how close it's getting between Speedkey and Miami on the straight. Millimeter stuff. They're almost banging wheels. They are banging
there
wheels.
Comes Ali
and
B.
Speedkey's trying to fight back.
Oh, Speaky down the inside, little bit of contact me. Ali B with a switchback. It's free wide between the three of them. As Ali B around the outside, is he going to be able to make this stick? As he's just managed to get through on Key. Job done there for Ali B as Key sends it back down the inside on the Alpha Tauri. Key is not giving up any of these positions. He is absolutely battling to fail. Jonas side by side with Key now. This is fantastic stuff. Key is in the action all over the place, and now I think he will be peeling off into the pits. Kamke also into the pits as well. And Key is staying out there. How have they survived that? That was very, very, very risky from the lot of them there.
Gloves are absolutely off in this one. They were squeezing each other absolutely everywhere. As now we're going to see a move as well. Specialist trying to get past. Key, is it going to be one of the easy overtakes? No, Key is going to get back on the power, and they're going to continue to go side by side into the S section. Is Key going to give this one up? He's using all the bit of ERS he has, but he is going to have to yield, at least for now, through this S section. The circuit does open up a tiny bit, but he's lost too much time to fight back. But yeah, definitely, gloves were absolutely off between all of these drivers, really going for it, and Key refusing to give up any kind of position.
Do you know what I think is? I think Key is that fuming about his internet disconnecting him several times. I think he, essentially, in terms of this race, I think he's just thought, I am not making it easy for anyone. I'm in this position due to my internet, not because of my skill. I am going to show you why I should be a lot higher than where I am right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And it wasn't really too easy to get past also for his teammate to get past. Redmap picked up a penalty, but also his teammate. They were moving around a bit more on the straight than they usually would.
Ali B and Redmap, they're getting very close to each other as well. Getting very dicey. Coming through the final sector now. As Ali B tries to look to get a move done on Redmap, but runs too wide. That's going to allow Jonas now to get this move done. As Jonas side by side with Ali B coming through the penultimate corner. Jonas off track, picks up a 3-second time penalty. Specialist through up in the P10 now. As Redmat also into the pits along with JM. And I can't lie, I think this is a good strategy from these guys to pit nice and early. Because what we are seeing is the undercut is so big around here. I mean, we saw the gap that Oshin managed to get on the Mata just by going for the undercut a couple of laps earlier. So,
yeah,
I think if Senna wants any hope of potentially catching up to Oshin, the battle for third in the championship, he has to pit now.
Yep, he absolutely does as well. So everything right now getting really, really exciting, as it has all race long so far in the 13 laps, going into the final last laps of the season now, and they're all delivering quite a lot of action. As now we're going to see Justin trying to get past Speedkey. Let's see how easy Speedkey's going to make this one. Yes, squeezing him really.
Specialist gets through on Ali B for P7. Of course, these guys, no penalties to their name, but I mean, we'll bring up the pit stops now just so you guys can see who's made their pit stops and who hasn't. So right now, JM, Kamke and Redmat have all made 2 pit stops. Key has yet to make a single pit stop, and everyone else has made 1 pit stop this race.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see then.
Specialist with a 3-second time penalty. Ali B runs off track. That definitely would have been a warning for the AlphaTauri as well. As right now, if a safety car was to come out, Ali B would jump up so many positions.
Yep, Ali B definitely would jump up quite a lot of positions. That's what we were talking about earlier on as well. If we were to get a late safety car, then definitely could spice things up, and that's why when we were talking about the penalties and stuff, that's how crucial it is. If someone doesn't have a penalty and all the drivers ahead of you do, then you could increase a lot of positions if we were to have like a late safety car. Put that out of the window.
Ali B, that 3-second time penalty, unfortunately for him, caught on stream as well. We was on board with him as he was closing out to the back of Specialist there for P7. 2.3 seconds the gap between the Mata and Oshin. Of course, the battle for the race win is one that we of course keeping an eye on, but of course the battle for the Constructors Championship, of course Red Bull and AlphaTauri, it does look like it's going to go the way of Red Bull here tonight. The battle for P3 in the drivers currently is in Oshin's hand. Obviously Senna is effectively 10 seconds back with that 3-second time penalty to his name. JM is probably the, sorry, not JM, Cam K is probably the only person who can battle with Oshin here, and Oshin is into the pits, end of lap 14 here. Fresh set of soft tyres going on to the Red Bull racing car. And now, there is Cam K. Cam K coming through the final corner. Oshin coming out of the pits. And he's going to rejoin. Ooh. Around about 5 seconds ahead of Cam K. So,
yep.
Oshin right now in commanding position.
Yeah, Jonas has had a chip off the road as well, so that's definitely cost him. But now the strategy really starting to play out. Look at Oshin now trying to get past Justin also right now on the circuit.
Yeah, and he's going to use a bit of battery trace to look to the inside in towards turn number 11. Oshin has been making this his stomping ground here tonight, but look at Justin switch back there from the Ferrari. More ERS to play with. He is going to fight it out. He is going to battle. And Oshin, I think, is going to get a little bit boxed in here. And yeah, he's going to get boxed in. He's trying to force his way out of it as they all squeeze through. But you could see what Justin was trying to do there. Box in. Oshin here, of course, battling for the race win for P3 in the championship. But of course, the longer he stays behind these guys, the easier it's going to be for the likes of JM and of course Cam K to close up to potentially make this a bit easier. And Oshin with a 3-second time penalty.
That is, Oshin picked it up in the sprint race. He did well to not get it in the 16 laps so far, but that's now definitely going to cost him, and the penalty's playing a massive factor in this one, as expected. We talked quite a lot about it, and that is the reason why. The pit stops start to happen, but that's the reason why so many penalties are starting to come in.
Yeah, absolutely. And now Oshin, I think Oshin right now, as long as he keeps his head, he will still get P3 in the championship. And that's the thing, he needs to keep his head in this race 100%, as he is again going to be pushing Justin through these corners, as he has just so much more grip compared to the Ferrari in front of him. But right now, and look, contact between the pair of them, and Justin there gets a little bit out of the way, and that might be looked at by the stewards after this race, I think.
Yes, absolutely. Could as well, but now JM is going to be on the back as well of Oshin now, where DRS has low ERS, but let's see. Now he's going to be in the wheel tracks and trying to gain. Cam Rules picking up a 3-second time penalty, but as expected, loads of penalties starting to come in this race, and it's really been the track limit Grand Prix, and only a few drivers who haven't received one, which are JM, Damada and Cam K Mum.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Cam K, a bit too far out of the penalty region to really take advantage of this. And as it currently stands, Justin on his 4-lap old soft tyres, I believe he's made one pit stop. Yes, he has, so he does have to make a second pit stop. Send it into the pits for the second time. And the Mata now getting slightly held up behind the back of Justin, who comes into the pits, and that slows down the Mata even more in this race. But right now, Oshin, with that 3-second time penalty, JM is potentially on course to potentially take this race win.
Yep, absolutely. So let's see then, Miami fastest lap of this Grand Prix, lap 17. We're into now the final few stages of One Hub in this incredible season it has been, and there's been a lot of exciting races, and it's been another exciting race with a lot of dramatic twists, and it's going to continue to have some all the way to the end of this Grand Prix.
Absolutely. Senna's come up right behind Lawrence And I can't lie, it's lap 17 or 20. I'm hoping for a very late safety car. I just want it for the
Same.
spice. I want it for the spice.
What a way it would be to end this season as well.
Absolutely, for the spice. I think it would definitely throw a massive span in the works, because it looks like Oshin does have the pace over Kamke, but does he have the pace to pull that gap with the 3 seconds? And then of course JM has managed to get that move done on Oshin here for P1, the race lead, as Oshin with the grip comes back through ahead of JM. JM back down the inside in towards turn 15, and Oshin going for a lovely little switch back there, and we'll have the outside line, and Oshin able to keep a hold of the car, which is fantastic for him. But of course, coming through the penultimate corner now, we will begin lap 18 of 20, and I believe this will be the last lap where anything could happen. Red Matt, of course, retires from the session. Not the way you want to end this season, but unfortunately it is the way it has gone. JM and Oshin side by side in terms of where they are on track, and one man grouping up. That one man is the matter.
Yeah, definitely creeping up, so it'll be interesting to see how it is all the way till the end now.
Well, I tell you what, this will be interesting as well. See, Senna, 7.5 seconds off the back. If these guys battle for the race lead, as you would expect JM and Mata to really battle for position, if these guys battle enough and it backs up Oshin into Senna, obviously that's a huge ask to back him up that much, but if they battle, the gap will close just naturally. And what we could see is maybe if that instant between the likes of Oshin and Justin gets reported, that could lead to a penalty that drops Oshin behind Senna, and Senna gets P3 in the standings.
Yeah, absolutely. JM does have 2 warnings as well, so he's got to be careful to not get once more over the white line, and he's going to join Oshin with a 3-second penalty, so he's definitely going to be very careful with that.
And Joe, I say that, but also Kamke being within 3 seconds of Senna. If Oshin gets a post-race penalty, he might end up losing out to both Kamke and Senna.
There is so many ways how this can end up. Now, the fastest lap's being debated. Still the race lead, though, being debated by 8/10 of a second. Penultimate lap of the season. Now we are on to, so we're not going to be getting any kind of safety cars, but let's see what kind of show can the drivers put on, as the Mad-Up is on the back right now of Oshin.
Yeah, Oshin right now is falling away from JM, so I think those soft tyres potentially are starting to fall away as JM picks up a 3-second time penalty. So there you go, you mentioned it, 1 warning away, and that warning has come back to ruin JM here, and now Oshin has been overtaken by the Mata, but right now all Oshin needs to do is hold the gap on Senna, hold the gap, as Kamke has actually been overtaken by Lawrence, so that's horrible there for the Red Bull in the back. I mean, right now it is going to be constructors going to Red Bull. It is going to be P2 going to the Mata in the driver's standings, and right now it's P3 going to Oshin.
Yes, absolutely. So now, here we go then, on to the final lap of the season. We do go now, and it's been a really, really extraordinary season. 1 lap of it now as well. It is going through the Mad-Up on the top step as it stands, with JM obviously getting his penalty, and really everyone other than Kamke Mum having a penalty. So Kamke Mum's going to improve positions, but well done to the Mad and Kamke Mum for not getting any penalties in a race that has been really, really tricky. And I've just also checked, I don't think the Mad has even picked up 1 warning unless I scrolled through it too quickly. So he's done incredibly well.
Well, the Mata has done absolutely fantastically here tonight, as I believe that's Jonas has lost it in the final sector, down in 13th place. Not a good final race for the second Williams driver. Right now, I mean, Oshin is just about holding on to DRS, but the Mata is going to overtake to take the lead of the race out on track. He doesn't want to do it through penalties, he wants to do it on track. And I think a very, very smart thinking from the Mata. Leave nothing to chance. Make sure you get that P1 on track. You never know with time penalties when you might just have a horrible couple of corners and pick one up. So Mata getting through into the race lead once again, and I tell you what, Cam K is borderline on that time penalty with Senna, but we'll come through the final corner for the final time. It is going to be the Mata who takes victory here at the Circuit of the Americas, the final race of the season. Oshin comes home in P3, JM in P2, and we got Senna coming to line. He finishes 6.2 seconds off the back, and Cam K does not jump Senna. So Cam K loses out by 7 hundredths of a second, and 6.2 second gap between Oshin and Senna. If a stewards report comes out and Oshin gets a time penalty, if he gets a 5-second one, he keeps a hold of P3. If he gets 10 seconds, it's Senna who will be taking P3 in the standings. Ali B has left the session, and honestly, I mean, Ali B come home in P8 in the end. Obviously, Lawrence came through in P6, Specialist P7, Ali B in P8, Miami in P9, Cam Rules in P10, Justin in 11th, and Quinn taking that final point in P12. The Constructors has gone the way of the Red Bull Racing Team. The Drivers' Champion is, of course, JM69YT. P2 in the championship goes the way of the Mata, and P3 right now, I'm going to say provisionally, is Oshin.
Yeah, all still provisional. It was one of those messy races, so anything is still possible and anything can still change, but keep an eye on socials and you'll get all of the official results as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Specialist gets the in-game driver of the day vote, and honestly, if I'm going to give my vote to anyone, I'm going to give it to his teammate, the Mata. It was just a stellar drive from him, absolutely 100%. And of course, let me to ask you who you're giving your driver of the day vote to.
Let me think. Definitely the Mata is absolutely one as well. However, I'm going to give my one to Senna.
So he's giving it to Senna for the recovery drive in the feature race. But of course, here's that man, the Mata. And obviously, that man in the AlphaTauri, JM, and the Red Bull of Oshin. It could be fitting that the final podium of the season is the top 3 in the championship. But let's go ahead and let us run you through the final results here. It is the Mata who takes victory ahead of JM in second place, Oshin in P3 with Senna in P4, Cam came up in P5 with Lawrence in P6, Specialist in P7, Ali B in P8, Miami comes home in P9, and of course Cam Rules takes our final top 10 position. And of course, outside the top 10, obviously Justin in 11th, Quinn in 12th, Jonas in 13th, Speed Key in 14th, Redmat unfortunately retiring from the race, as well as Thomas. Key gets the fastest lap outside of the top 10. In terms of inside the top 10, I believe it is, it was Cam Rules inside the top 10. Actually, no, it was Miami. Sorry, I believe 35.2 was the best time in the top 10. So I believe Miami picks up that point inside the top 10. And of course, Key outside the top 10. In fact, you know, a special shout out to Key as well, because obviously, isn't that let him down in this race, but he did not give up. He did not want to give in whatsoever in terms of battling out here tonight, which is absolutely fantastic to see. He got elbows out. He made it difficult for drivers to overtake him, and it just added to the excitement of this race.
Yes, absolutely did add a lot of excitement to this race, and just what a way to end the season. It's been a fantastic season, great way to end it at Austin, a circuit that promotes overtaking, so there's definitely a lot of chances, and I think we've been treated to a brilliant season final here at Austin.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, next season, season 24, you have to keep an eye on socials, of course, on X as it's called now. I'm so used to calling it Twitter, but I gotta call it X now. On X at One Hub Racing, and of course, yeah, keep an eye out there for all of the social announcements, maybe late penalties, decisions. Of course, One Hub Racing is the place to be on X, and of course on Instagram as well. Make sure you guys follow the Instagram as well, and make sure you guys jumping over to the YouTube channel right now, because of course P1 is underway, and of course Jess going to be taking you through the action there as the lead comment. Of course, I believe Max will be joining Jess in the commentary booth as well, so make sure you guys go over there, show them both some love, and let's bring an end to what has been a fantastic season. But of course, one more time before we wrap things up, massive thank you to our sponsors at Next Level Racing, of course providing some fantastic prizes to Aztec, Pure Sim Gear, and of course the mystery shirt box, and to our and to our partners at Vespertwin, to ERT, and of course to Sim Grid. And make sure you get yourself checked up, ready to see if you are in within the chance of win the Going Gets Tough award, of course brought to you by ERT Elite Racing Team, and there are the rules for that as well. But that has brought an end to what has been a fantastic season here in P2 for One Hub Racing, and I can't lie on me, it's been an absolute pleasure bringing the action alongside you for the season.
Yep, it has been absolutely amazing as well, bringing the action with you. It's been phenomenal working with you, and also well done to all of the drivers for all of their brilliant efforts. But I think we're forgetting one thing quickly as well.
Go on.
Questions for the driver of the days.
Yes, it's a good job you reminded me.
We need to do those.
Yes, we do. We do need to do those. So it's a good job you reminded us. Of course, my driver of the day goes to the Matter, and my question to him, obviously, 3 races, 3 wins on the bounce. Absolutely incredible performance tonight in CODA. Obviously, keeping it penalty free, keeping it on track when it mattered. But do you look back on this season and think what could have been if you was able to attend all of the races this season?
Yep, absolutely. So we'll see what the Matter does say to that. However, my question to Senna is going to be, you said you weren't expecting a win, but were you expecting to get P4? Do you think you were going to be able to get that position, or did you expect to be a tiny bit lower?
Yeah, so we will see what the drivers have to say about that. But that is it for season 23 here in P2. It's been fantastic to bring you the action. I have, of course, been Michael Edwards, and I have been joined by Omnicoms throughout the entirety of this season. And hopefully we will come back to you next season, and we should be here for season 24, hopefully. Unless we get... Hopefully we don't get fired. But yeah, hopefully we'll be back next season for season 24. But until then, guys, keep a lookout on the socials, and make sure you jump over to the YouTube now to go support a P1. But until next time, guys, it is goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from Mommy. Goodbye.